Hello, welcome to episode 142 of the Epic Film Challenge to 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, The Big Chill, from 1983, 2? Early 80s film, written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan. Lawrence Kasdan. If you don't know who he is, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back. And I find it unfair that someone could write something like The Empire Strikes Back and then continue making films. He's just making people look bad. I'd never seen a film directed by him. Obviously I'd known of his work, working on the script for Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens recently. Great writer, but I'd never seen a film that he directed, and this is the first one. I'd heard about this one vaguely. You know, it's not one of the ones like, oh, it's a classic, but oh yeah, The Big Chill is supposed to be really good. You know, a few people talked about it, but nothing too big, nothing too major. And the story is focused around the group of 30-somethings who are reunited over the death of one of their friends. And they go to the funeral and they spend a weekend together at this house, this kind of big house. And that's what the film is, just them kind of reconnecting, trying to deal with the grief, you know, over a 2-3 day period. And that's pretty much it. What do you think?
Wow.
It's a great cast. I'll get into that. You know, we've got Jeff Goldblum.
I wasn't even listening to what
Wasn't even listening to what I was saying.
I was completely different things.
Okay.
I just realised, like, I was thinking about something else, and so everything you said is
I was just setting up the plot. So it's a great cast. Jeff Goldblum, William Hurt, Kevin Kline, Glenn Close, JoBeth Williams.
Don't forget about the main guy.
And then the main guy? Oh, Kevin Costner plays the friend who killed himself, and there was a scene shot with him, but they decided to cut it from the film. So Kevin Costner is kind of in the film, but he's not. You never see him. It's kind of a weird bit of it's movie trivia now, more than
paid for.
Yeah, and I'm interested because I know Criterion have released this on Blu-ray. If they include that scene of him in, I'd be really interested to see it, because it was supposed to be the original ending of the film. As kind of a flashback to see what it was like when he was around. But I mean, this film is very much driven by the dialogue. And the characters of these people who are in their 30s, they have their own lives, they have their own careers, their own relationships. And again, it's interesting when you have these friends from like high school, you know, or college years, you know, when in your early 20s, and then you drift off from them. I think everyone has that. You know, you have those friends who you spent so much time with, you know, every day or every weekend, you know, and then you just don't see them for years, and then you see them again, and it's like old times, but yeah, they're still quite different, and it looks at that, and also them dealing with the grief of this friend who killed himself, and that's kind of that adds more of a punch to it, I think, because he took his own life, and a lot of times that makes things more complicated, I think, than someone just dying, and so they're trying to deal with that as well. What did you think of it?
Can you just talk for a bit longer?
Really?
Yeah. Say what you think.
You just trying to remember the film because we watched it a week ago?
I remember bits of it.
Wow, okay.
But when I'm thinking back at it now, I don't think it's memorable.
Okay.
And maybe that's not a good thing, usually.
I suppose so. Yeah, well,
but it's just, I remember, like, I guess the chemistry was good and stuff, but there wasn't much going on, and when things happened, it was just like, what? You know, like one certain thing that happened, which will make you go, really?
Oh, the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, kind of the end.
Right,
Pretty near.
Yeah, I was just trying to confirm what I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and I guess.
Seal of approval from Connie. What do you think?
It's just been a week, and
it's just been a week.
If it's a movie that I really, really like, you know,
maybe that's a good test.
Then,
maybe that's
then it's a memorable movie. But obviously, this is a movie I'm going to forget. Like every time you say, "Oh, what about The Big Chill?" and I'm like, "Oh,
right,
Goldblum, and person died. Okay, good."
Okay.
So.
Well, that's a shame, but I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. You can only go by how you feel about it.
I was very, very sleepy when we watched it too, so that might be one of the reasons.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the story, but again, it's one of those films where you're just hanging out with these characters, and it doesn't work unless.
And I usually love that.
It doesn't work unless the script is good and the actors have a lot to work from. And I think that I read that Lawrence Kasdan had the cast kind of spend like a week together just hanging out, just to get to know each other. and to kind of have that feeling of familiarity when they started filming. And I think that shows. And I liked how the characters, obviously the characters are going to be different, but I liked how some of them had, unlikable traits and things, but you could tell that, I mean, they would kind of shout at each other every now and again, like friends do, but ultimately at the end, it wasn't like there was a big fallout or anything. They kind of just, they know who their friends are, and that's kind of, like Jeff Goldblum's character is a lech. Like he's just looking to get laid any way possible, whoever it is, like it's just ridiculous. I mean, it goes to humorous levels, but obviously they put up with it because he's their friend.
He's very Goldblum though.
Goldblum's always very Goldblum.
Yeah, but I mean,
you know what you're getting when you book Jeff Goldblum for a movie.
The way he talks he's just like in Jurassic Park. He talks very fast, but he also wants to instruct you on something.
Right. Yeah.
He's like the teacher kind of guy, or I know something and now I'm going to tell you what I know.
Yeah.
So that you know that I know.
There's a fun kind of device they have where the house they're staying in has a video camera, and so they'll just set
that part I like.
They'll just set it up and almost be like interviewing each other as if it's a TV show. They're just having a bit of fun, but like it's like in those moments where they're having fun is where like the real kind of emotions come out. Well, not emotions, but like the real things they're thinking almost. And so I like that kind of device, and it was a fun kind of element to the story. And there's also a character of this much younger girl who was together with the guy who killed himself, and she's kind of there. She kind of sticks out a bit, like a sore thumb, really. She's just kind of,
Yeah, she only dated him for like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
And so she never met them really.
Yeah, and so she's kind of like.
And of course, Goldblum is all over her.
Yeah, but she's kind of like our gateway into this world of these friends, because she's the outsider in a way. But I mean, there's not too much more to go into with it. The soundtrack was incredible. Lots of great songs.
It's famous songs. It was.
Yeah, I really like
that I remember.
Rolling Stones. Just really great. A really great soundtrack that really helped the scenes. Like they really fit. I could tell. I'm assuming, being the director of the film and the writer, that Kasdan must have chose these very specifically. But I mean,
was there any original soundtrack?
I don't think so. No, it was just
It's just the famous songs.
Yeah, I mean, and then they'd be listening to songs in the car and stuff. But the opening of the film, you have like Heard It Through the Grapevine, and that just really just great kind of mood setter. And then at the funeral, we had You Can't Always Get What You Want from Rolling Stones, and that worked really well.
Oh, that was actually the best scene.
Just the way that it was edited, the way that the music was used in the film. And it would drop down for some dialogue, and then it would like override any dialogue. I love the way the music was used in the film. Very effective. Yeah, I think it's a great film. I really enjoyed it, and would definitely go back to it again and again. It's one of those films, I think, because the characters are fun to watch, but the drama is good too. And there is a part in it that feels a bit unrealistic, like you were saying at the end. We won't go into it if you haven't seen it. If you've seen the film. The thing that happens towards the end...
It's not a favour I would give to anyone.
It's not a favour you give to anyone, yeah. For me, I think it's very sweet. I think it's very sweet, but perhaps a little bit unrealistic. It works within the film for what it was,
Yeah, it makes you think, that's a good person.
Yeah, like it didn't kind of derail it and go, oh, well, I don't believe in this anymore. It goes along with it, but it makes you raise an eyebrow, like, oh, really? That actually happened? Okay. I like that storyline, though, and how that went throughout the whole film. But yeah, I love the characters. I love the emotion in it that was kind of underneath the surface for most of the film. And how they were just trying to get on with it and stuff. And yeah, I really liked it. Is it a film you should see before you die? No. It's a yes from me, because
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, but
it's absolutely fine. You never have to apologize for that.
Maybe my opinion would have been different if we'd done this review earlier, where my memory was more fresh. But maybe this is just proof of what I actually thought. Yeah,
I asked you after you watched the film, and you're like, yeah, it was good. So I don't think even immediately after it you were that enthused about it like I was. But that's fine. I mean, we read things differently. never have to apologise for saying no.
Yeah, but
It's,
I mean, if I'd been more awake through the movie, maybe I
Yeah.
would have liked it more.
And again-
Because usually I love these kind of
And
movies.
again,
'cause they're
opinions
natural.
opinions change. You know, sometimes you watch a film and go, "Oh, that was a lot better than I thought it was." So maybe it'll grow on you if we watch it again. Maybe it won't. You know.
Ooh, maybe in 5 years. This is kind of like a 5, 6, 7
Yeah,
year
yeah.
film.
I wouldn't watch it over and over again, but I definitely want to go back to it. I probably would want to get that criterion of it and check out the special features and stuff, because I was a big fan of this film. And again, Lawrence Kasdan, brilliant writer, and this proves that he was a very good director too. I don't think he's directing anything now. I need to in fact go and see what other films he directed, if he even did. I don't know much about him other than the Star Wars stuff, so this was really cool for me to check this out. But yeah, it's a yes from me, because I think it's a great comedy drama. And I don't know, I mean, the genre of comedy drama is a big thing, and has been for quite a couple of decades now, but I don't know how much it was being done in like the 70s, 80s, this is early 80s, I don't know. But it was one of those good films that has a really good amount of humour, but the drama is there too, and they both work hand in hand perfectly, I felt. And an intriguing story as well, just like putting all these people back in a room together after all those years. I think, again, a lot of people can relate to it once they get to about our age, where you have those friends that you don't see anymore, and you know, that kind of a reunion is interesting. Anyway, anything else you want to add?
No.
Not really, no. Okay. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.